name is Karan Bagadia and I'm the GMAT coach at Test Marks. So recently I've taken the GMAT Focus Edition and I want to highlight the 5 major changes as I see them on the GMAT Focus Edition when I compare them to the GMAT Classic Edition. Number 1, there is no AWA section anymore. So the AWA section has been changing a lot. In 2012 or up to 2012, one had to write 2 essays. Then as the IR came in, it came down to 1 essay. Finally, when they launched the GMAT online, you didn't have to write the essay at all. And now, whether it's online or offline, in the GMAT Focus Edition, there are no essays at all. Number 2, let's talk about the erstwhile IR section. In the new paper, now it is known as the Data Insights section. So it has all the 4 major types of questions that were there earlier, which include multi-source reasoning, 2-part analysis, graphical interpretation, and table analysis. But here's the catch. Now there's a 5th component, the data sufficiency questions. Yes, data sufficiency has moved from quantitative ability or quantitative reasoning section to the data insight section. And a key change qualitatively is that now DS questions may not be all pure math. They could be centered around pure logic as well. So now you have 5 types of questions in the data insights section. The more important change for me is that now it's no longer a 30-minute section. They've increased it by 50%. That is, it is a 45-minute section now, and it has 20 questions to answer instead of 12. Now, although from the perspective of number of questions, this section is the least number of questions, this is where I found the time constraint to be most challenging. Each question almost involves 2 to 3 questions, and you have to get them all right, and you have to apply your brain not only in terms of pure math and pure verbal reasoning, but a lot of logic as well, and a lot of reading of complex question setups. But the most important change, as the world has started to appreciate the power of data, is that now the DI section contributes to your overall total score. It enjoys equal importance compared to the QR and the VR sections, which was not the case earlier. The QR section now has 21 PS questions in 45 minutes compared to 31 questions in 62 minutes earlier. And as you can see, there are no data sufficiency questions, which involved a little more logic, and therefore, with them going away, I found that time management was much easier in this section. And that is how I managed to score 100 percentile in this section. The major change for verbal is that the sentence correction section is totally out now. So overall, what I found on the verbal section is, although the time is fairly balanced, because there are fewer number of questions, and this actually goes for all the sections, that since the questions are fewer, there's less chance to come back. Each question counts for more. Getting it right improves your score substantially. Getting it wrong may drop your score, and there's little chance to make a comeback from the time front, because if you fall behind, there's almost no scope to come back. The sections are so short now. Now let's come to the scoring point. Earlier, the scoring was from 200 points to 800 points at intervals of 10. Now, just to distinguish the Focus Edition from the Classic Edition, the scoring is from 205 to 805 with differences of 10. This makes sure that one can easily make out a Classic Edition score from a Focused Edition score. And it is very important because the 700 on the Classic Edition has a very different concordant score on the Focus Edition. And be rest assured that all schools have been well equipped with this knowledge, that they are to compare percentiles if they are cross-comparing between 2 exams and not compare scores directly. To have a view at the most recent concordance table, there's a link in the video below which takes you to the official MBA site, and I would say that you must keep visiting this link because I have seen that the percentiles are getting updated as we go along. For instance, 735 initially was 100 percentile, but now I think it counts as 99.6 percentile. So the table is evolving as we go along and more people take the Focus Edition test. Additionally, now all three sections count and they'll be scored from 60 to 90, each section in increments of +1 score. So you have 31 points. For instance, QR, you could score from 60 to 90, any number between 60 to 90 in increments of +1. Same goes for the other two sections. In fact, there are three small points that I would like to discuss here. Firstly, now you can take the sections in any order, so all 6 possible order types can go through. Secondly, a major change is that you can go back and edit up to 3 questions. You can edit the answers for up to 3 questions. You can review as many questions as you want, but you can change your answers up to 3 questions. And like back then, if you don't complete a section, you will be handed a penalty for having not completed that particular section according to the number of questions you haven't been able to answer. And the third small point, which is a little tricky point, that does the GMAT penalize you now for having ticked a question wrong and on review you get it right? Because let's say you got question 17th wrong, 18, 19, 20, 21 would be slightly easier having gotten 17th wrong. But if you go back and change 17th and now that you have all correct, does it give you 100 percentile? And the answer is yes. In my case, it did not penalize me. I had 20 questions right, 1 question wrong. I think question number 17. I went back and changed it and I indeed managed to score 100 percentile. All questions were correct, even though one of them was initially marked wrong. The last point I would like to make is about the official score report. It's way more detailed than the previous official score report. Almost functions like an ESR and is available on your official account. So there is no link that will be provided to you now that you can send to schools on your own possibly or to other people. The official score and the details are on your account, and if you want to send it to any school, you have to log into your account and then send it to that particular school. A screenshot is not a valid scorecard. So now there are many points that may be up there in your head regarding the GMAT Focus Edition, and there are many videos that I'm going to follow up this week. So we will be having videos on each of the 3 sections: the data insight section, the quantitative reasoning section, and the verbal reasoning section. How should one alter their preparation if they have been preparing for the classic edition and now I'm going to give the focus edition? How to manage time now? What is the impact of the timing changes? What is the impact, let's say, of having only PS on the quantitative review section? Additionally, how does one optimally use the leverage now to change answers for up to 3 questions? Which section can it be most used at which point of time? And how did I use it in my test when I gave the focus edition? So if you want to know how I breached the 99 percentile on my very first attempt on the GMAT focus edition, how I managed to score 100 percentile on the quantitative reasoning section, stay tuned for my upcoming videos or get in touch with me with the information given below this video. Thank you. Keep learning.